All right, let's talk about the ultimate football fantasy, the thing every fan dreams of. Today we're diving into Arsenal's ambitious and maybe impossible quest for the quadruple.
So, the big question is, can they actually do it? Can Mikel Arteta's squad really, truly conquer every single competition they're in? We're talking 4 trophies, 4 absolutely monumental campaigns. First up, you've got the Premier League. I mean, it's just a relentless marathon, right? And you could easily argue it's the toughest league on the planet. Then, of course, there's the big one, the pinnacle of European football, the Champions League. You're going up against absolute giants from all over the continent.
And let's not forget the FA Cup. You just never know what's going to happen. It's that raw, unpredictable drama that only the oldest knockout tournament in the world can deliver. And finally, you have the Carabao Cup, the first major piece of silverware up for grabs. So yeah, 4 trophies, 1 single season. It really is the impossible dream.
Okay, so first things first. Let's build the case for it happening. What's the actual evidence that suggests this isn't just some wild fan fantasy? Why do people believe Arsenal can actually pull this off?
Well, the argument really comes down to 4 key things. Their super smart tactical system, a ridiculously intense press, some serious squad depth they haven't had in years, and a defense that's just been rock solid. You put all that together and you get what everyone's calling the Arteta machine.
And at the heart of it all is Arteta's philosophy. See, it's not just about passing the ball around. It's about total control, controlling space, controlling the game. And it's all done through clever positioning and absolutely lethal transitions. This is their blueprint for success.
And this, right here, this shows you one of their deadliest weapons, the pressing trap. They're not just mindlessly chasing the ball. No. They are setting these calculated traps, forcing mistakes and turning defense into an instant attack, sometimes just yards from the other team's goal. It's brilliant.
Now, what's so cool about this is how their attacking buildup is like the mirror image of their press. It's patient, it's methodical. You'll see players constantly rotating positions, just pulling defensive shapes all over the place until, bam, a gap opens up. And they exploit it with these super quick, sharp passes. And look, unlike in past seasons, this isn't a 1- or 2-man show anymore. Goals can come from literally anywhere. And this is crucial, they've got real quality on the bench. Players who can come on and actually change the game. That kind of depth is absolutely vital when you're fighting a war on 4 fronts. But, maybe the biggest change of all is this right here. Their defensive record has been outstanding. 15 clean sheets, that's the mark of a championship team. It gives you that resilience, that solid foundation you need to just grind out wins, even on days when you're not playing your best. So when you put all that together, the system, the press, the depth, that defense, suddenly the dream starts to feel very, very real, doesn't it? The whole machine just looks perfectly engineered for success.
But this is where it all could collapse. Because for every single reason it might be possible, there's a brutal, harsh reality standing right in the way.
All right, now let's flip the coin. Let's talk about the other side of this, the enormous mountain Arsenal has to climb, and exactly why the quadruple is one of the rarest, most difficult achievements in all of football.
Okay, first and foremost, you've got the sheer punishing volume of games. I mean, just look at this schedule. We're talking high-stakes, high-intensity matches basically every 3 days. There's just no time to rest, no time to recover, no time to prepare properly. It's a straight-up war of attrition. And this isn't happening in a vacuum, Their biggest rivals are just as powerful, and they're fighting the exact same battles. You've got Manchester City. You've got Liverpool. They are also fully capable of winning multiple trophies. It turns every single competition into a clash of the titans. And when you really zoom in, especially on the Champions League, the size of the challenge becomes crystal clear. They are going up against clubs with this deep, historic European pedigree and squads built with what seems like bottomless piles of cash. The margin for error? It's basically 0. So here's the bottom line. Over a season with 60-plus games, things like fatigue, mental burnout, and injuries, they aren't just risks. They're pretty much inevitable. The real question isn't if they'll happen, but when they happen. And how the heck the team copes. Just one bad week in April, and this whole dream could just evaporate. So, where does that leave us? We've weighed the incredible strengths of the Arteta machine against these colossal, almost impossible challenges. What's the final verdict here? Is this all just hype, or could we actually be on the verge of witnessing history? This quote from a football analyst just puts it perfectly. It captures the insane scale of this challenge. In theory, yeah, it's possible. But reality? Reality is an absolutely unforgiving opponent. When it all comes down to it, it's going to be about a handful of make-or-break factors. They'll need almost perfect consistency, they're going to need a huge slice of luck with injuries to their key players, they have to show up and perform in the season-defining moments, and they'll need the mental toughness to bounce back immediately from any setback. And that brings us to our conclusion. Is the quadruple possible for this Arsenal team? Yes. Technically, on paper, yes it is. But is it realistic? Well, when you look at the history books, the insane schedule, and the quality of the teams they're up against, the answer is almost certainly not.
But hey, football isn't played on paper, right? It's played out there on the pitch. So the final question is one the rest of the season will have to answer for us. Is this incredible Arsenal team going to defy all logic, defy all the odds, and achieve sporting immortality? Or is this mountain just going to prove too steep to climb? Well, we're all about to find out.